Good evening, my name is Alejandro Pita and I will be talking a little bit about Mahatma Gandhi. I will be discussing about about the situation India was going through during that period of time, what Mahatma Gandhi helped it to do, and what resulted of the actions of Mahatma Gandhi's work. So, Gandhi was a civil rights activist, and during this time of period, a little bit of history. During this period, India was under the rule of the British, so it was a British colony. The British would mistreat the Indians; they would suppress them. They really didn't care about the Indians, and it was not a very happy situation. It was obviously very sad. They would also charge them high taxes and excessive fees for absolutely no reason. And an example of a mistreatment to the Indians was the Bengal famine, which about 5 million people died, and it was something that Churchill was very criticized for, because as Tom Hayden, author of the 2015 The 10 Greatest Controversies of Winston Churchill's Career, posted in the BBC magazine, says that India's need for wheat was crucial, but Churchill was focused more on exporting rice to fuel the war. And the British pretty much had India as a colony until 1947. So Gandhi's role in the revolution, which was from 1915 to 1947, is a very crucial role. He had a different view in what was protesting. You know, he wasn't into the violence and none of that stuff. He was more like about the peaceful protest, peaceful marches. He would also fast, which means that he wouldn't eat as a form of protest. And to begin with, he was a law student in England, and he returned to India in 1915. And as soon as he got to India, he began his protest because of high taxations and excessive fees that the British would charge the Indian people. And he also led a famous protest called the 400-kilometer Salt March, and that was in the 1930s. And that march pretty much united all the Indians, and pretty much gave them motivation to just peacefully fight the British away. After World War II, the Indian freedom could not be ignored anymore by international countries, which was a great accomplishment for Gandhi, because, I mean, when you have international countries noticing what's going on in your country, if it's a bad situation especially, that is great, because it brings you attention and help. Bidyu Chakrabarti, author of the 2013 article called Confluence of Thought, Mahatma Gandhi and Martin Luther King Jr., posted on the New York Oxford University Press, says that Gandhi's nonviolence is because of his disciplined action, and also because he learned of modern thinkers and works that he studied during his young life. Gandhi's efforts obviously paid off and led to the independence of India in 1947, in the Indian Independence Act of 1947, which it was obviously a very happy moment for the Indians, but it split India into what is now India and Pakistan. So that was part of this act, and much of these accomplishments are accredited to Gandhi as well as other activists, but Gandhi especially because of his way of protests, his peaceful ways, and his fastings, which is very impressive and it calls a lot of attention. Bidyu Chakrabarti, author of the 2013 article Confluence of Thought, Mahatma Gandhi and Martin Luther King Jr., posted on the New York Oxford University Press, says that Gandhi evolved resistant methods that are still used nowadays for business methods too. So that means that his works and his past still live on till today's business, even in the business world. In conclusion, that was a little bit about what was the Indian situation under the British, who Gandhi was and what he did, and what his actions led to, which was obviously the independence for the Indian people. Gandhi is still known worldwide as one of the most important activists and civil rights movement activists too. And to end, I will leave you with a quote that Gandhi himself says, which is, "An eye for an eye ends up making the world blind." And that shows up pretty much how peaceful and grateful is Gandhi's protest were. Thank you very much.